Okay, I've really been into these layover vacations in the last couple of years. I just went to Madrid and I had basically a 24-hour layover there. So what's behind it is a lot of times when you're looking for airline tickets, the cheaper ones are usually cheaper because they got long durations, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're spending a day or so at a location. So if you look at that, you make lemonade out of lemons and take a little vacation during that layover time if it's not prohibitively far from the city center, the airport that is. So for instance, I just went to Madrid and I figured out how to get to where I wanted to go, the city center, and I made do with it. It was a really good time. It's a little bit stressful, and that's why I'm making this video, to try to maybe streamline it next time for me, or if somebody else is following along with this video. Okay, so Madrid airport is quite expansive. So getting out of there takes you like a half hour once you get your baggage. Once you get your baggage, the first thing you'll have to do is get on this little trolley tram that'll take you to the main terminals. And once you get to those main terminals, you can access all sorts of different transportation. Don't make the mistake I did and jump on this bus, which just takes you round and around to the different 4 terminals. You got to make sure that you get on the bus that takes you to the city center. And it looks like this. Now, when you looking for this bus, a good indicator is to look for the walk outside and walk down towards the end of where all the traffic flows, you know, down towards the very end, and you'll see a sign, much like this, like yellow sign out front of that bus there. You know, you find when you're traveling at any airport nowadays that, including several languages, there's almost like what I would call hieroglyphics that got pretty universally recognizable symbols to indicate, you know, what you're looking for or where you're going. All right, so this bus was about €5, $5 or $6, which is pretty reasonable considering the convenience that it offered. And so I only had 8 hours in total. I mean, after you consider getting out of the import through customs and immigration was 2 hours, getting back in through security clearance was another hour, shit, shower, shave, sleeping, I had about 8 hours free time. So I decided I wanted to focus on the Puerta del Sol. That was where I wanted to spend my free time at. So deciding on the Puerta del Sol, I found the best stop to get off was Cibeles. Depending on what country you're from is how you pronounce it. But it was a good drop-off point to start my little walk to the Puerta del Sol area. Right here is where the bus from the airport will drop you off. It's across the street from the Central, I think what they call this beautiful palatial building. So a good reference to make sure you're on the right track if you follow my little plan here. Now, I walked around for about an hour looking for a hostel or hotel to no avail until I finally stumbled across this generator hostel in Madrid. I found it to be extremely expensive, but hey, it was always available. Food was expensive too, but you know, I had to get a night's sleep. Plus, it was only an 18-minute walk back to Cibeles to where I could catch the airporter bus back to the airport. Now, when you're ready to go back to the airport, you don't catch the bus where you got dropped off at. You look across the other side of the fountain towards the Cibeles or the Central, whatever you call it, that building there, and see those trees? Right under past those trees next to the building, you'll see one of those airport signs. That's it. Okay, so I did this video mainly for myself, you know, look back in the future. If it helps somebody else out, cool too. And I got at Madrid at 4 p.m. and I had to fly out the next day at 11 a.m. So I basically had 19 hours to do all this. And, you know, I probably could have saved 2 or 3 hours if I could go back and do it again now knowing what I'm doing. I don't know if I'll be going through Madrid anytime. But these layover vacations are the cat's meow. I really dig them a lot. Sometimes you find, like I hear the one in Tokyo, is so damn far from the city center, it's almost prohibitive for doing it. But anyway, all right, later.